Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. I'm going to give you some standout features to look out for. This week there are a lot, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail all the key influences particularly relevant to your sign. If you are new here, it's great to have your company. If you'd like to comment, this is very much a community and I do interact with each one. But please do also subscribe. If you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for joining me once more. This week begins on Monday with the spring equinox and cardinal quadrant 1. This triggers the first of the 4 quarters of the year. Cardinal basically means leadership. The sign of Aries, where the sun returns to, is a fire sign, and of course it's very much about initiative. So whether it's new things that excite us or ongoing strands that we want to inject with greater vibrancy, this is a fine time to do it. But of course, on Tuesday we have the new moon also in Aries, but this is going to be squaring up with the ruler of Aries, Mars. So although we can try and be more dynamic and positive, what I don't feel we should do is be too reckless in our approach, because Mars's square suggests that if we rush into anything without giving it due consideration, planning and research, it could end up being rather a waste of energy, and we can scatter resources too. But also on Tuesday, there is a beautiful conjunction between Venus and the North Node. This can engender within us our desire to enjoy more sensual pleasures, whether it's good food, good wine, or being up close and personal with someone we are involved with. But Thursday, Pluto arrives in the sign of Aquarius. It's only going to be here 11 weeks this year. It only gets up to 26 minutes. So Pluto doesn't even reach the first degree of Aquarius. But it's still significant, and it's an opportunity for us all to think at a very deep level how we are all connected, because the sign of Aquarius is one of individuality, but it's also one of the group. Now on Saturday, Mars ends its giant journey through the sign of Gemini, which began on August the 20th and emerges into the sign of Cancer. If you are a water sign or a fixed sign, this is something to celebrate almost immediately. The position of Mars in Cancer is not its technical best transit. Of course, Mars does rule the water sign of Scorpio, but also the fire sign of Aries. And it's known technically as being in fall. But the issues that Cancer is concerned with, security, protectiveness, defense, is definitely going to be something that comes much more into our approach. But the position of Mars and the position of Pluto are in a quincunx. That's 150 degrees. So it kind of means that there can be a difficulty in integrating our approach in some way. So we have to try and work with this week and the new energy it brings, but I feel not rushed too much in how we deploy our ideas. Please stay with me now for your in-depth forecast. If you would like to understand a lot more about how Sirius astrology can really impact on your life, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place of birth, I can provide for you your life roadmap report. This will give you a much more intimate understanding of the patterns that have played out in your situation, but also how you can work with the more challenging ones more effectively, but also take advantage of your talents. Now, within my special package of 30% off, you can also get your 12-month personal forecast. No 2 charts are the same and are totally unique to you, and can give you searing insights for the months ahead. If you don't know your time of birth, I have devised a new package which can give you an enormous amount of information, but it's based more on your sun sign rather than the ascendant, which you can't know if you don't know your time. Please also see the link beneath this video. So Sagittarius, the last few weeks has likely seen your physical vitality very low, your emotional sensitivity super high, and that's possibly created a sense of overwhelm or uncertainty about some key strands in your situation. But the arrival of the sun in your sister fire sign of Aries is a really good news story for you, because the fire of that sign really meets into your energies, your expressive energy. So anything about demonstrating your talents, your flair, your playfulness, even mixing and mingling and socializing are all going to be turned back on. So you're going to find yourself much more on the front foot and in a better frame of mind. But of course, Mars is still in your opposite sign, but it will be on Saturday that it leaves and goes into your 8th house, where it will be for the following 6 weeks. So it's been in your sector of relating since last August. This may have brought opportunities. You may have connected with someone. Equally, you may have been more determined to reinforce your boundaries. Then again, you may have found yourself being more competitive or even hostile in certain situations. But Mars going through the 8th house is very scorpionic. And of course, Mars can be about desire, and Scorpio can be about sex, but also it can be about business and money. So your entrepreneurship can really start to flourish with all this Aries energy, but how you actually guide that energy in terms of your longer term plan will need a little bit of care. So I wouldn't rush into things too much. It's going to be important to inch your way forwards. Now, Pluto moving on Thursday is going to help this process, because this will give you more clout when it comes to expressing yourself, whether it's people in your everyday world or siblings, or in a professional context. Those words will take on more power in the following 11 weeks. Also, there's a great link between the North Node and Venus on Tuesday, which could see some good news related to your health, or perhaps also to a work opportunity. By the end of this week, I feel that you're going to be much more activated, much more your normal self, much more energized. The vitality then is going to give you the wherewithal to do the things you really want to do. But in a long-term romantic situation, if you do feel that you're being cramped in your style and you're not able to express yourself quite as you want, or you feel that a partner's a little bit too controlling, I think that square between Mars and the new moon is possibly going to bring up some issues. You are a free spirit, and if that's being compromised too much, we all know that we have to give and take in close alliances, but if it's being compromised too much, that could be something you need to work through over those next 6 weeks.